Hey guys, welcome back to Third Time's a Charm. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Amaya.
And I'm Agnes.
And today we're kind of just going to be doing, I don't want to call it rapid fire, but like asking questions, just seeing our opinions on different things. So, yeah.
Period. Let's go.
So our first question is, how do you distinguish between a friend and acquaintance?
For me, I think it's on how like connected I feel to you, like the connection that we have. Because some people I instantly like, have a connection with, and I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna be good friends. And then other people, like if we're just like, oh, hey, how are you? I'm good. That's just kind of it. That's, like we're acquaintances. Like we don't have any type of connection for real. It's just like, we're just cordial and like, nice to each other. But if we have a connection, like we laugh together, we share things with each other, and we feel good about it, like we feel open and like just natural about it, I would consider you like a friend, Yeah.
I think that's fair. I feel like my answer would be similar to that, but just like having that depth in a friendship is what makes it a friendship. Like with an acquaintance, it's usually hi-bye. You don't really get into deep stuff. You don't really talk about your feelings about certain situations. It's kind of just like, okay, hey, how are you? Or the people are talking about, hey, I'm good, how are you? And you're not really doing good, but they're not the person that you're gonna just say, really, this is how I'm feeling. Like with an acquaintance, it's really just hi-bye situation. Honestly.
Yeah. And I think for me, if I can like associate you with something, you're not my friend.
Ooh.
Like if I could literally be like, oh, that's Joe from my department.
Yeah.
That's not my friend.
Oh, that's real.
Or if I could be like, oh, that's Bailey from Oakwood. No.
Yeah.
Because I don't refer you guys, oh, that's my friends from Oak. No, like y'all my friends.
Right.
So I think that's for me how I'm able to do that. So the next question is, how do you approach forgiving a friend who has hurt you?
Okay. I'm going to speak because this has happened before.
Here it is. Go ahead, girl.
I think it literally starts with confronting it first. Being honest with yourself, hey, like, that hurt me, and not just brushing it off. Like, and then going to that person, once you see that, yeah, that is something that did affect me, and I can't move past it, you have to go to that person and say, hey, so what you did, yeah, it didn't sit right with me. And just having a genuine conversation, talking about it, and assessing whether y'all can still be friends or not. Like, because if it's a situation where it was big enough to ruin the friendship, you can't sit back and pretend like, we're still going to try and be friends. When you know it's a burden that's literally going to be carried out throughout the entire friendship. So you have to be honest with that person and honest with yourself and say, hey, this affected me in this way. Depending on how you deal with the situation determines how we'll go forward. And so it's really after that. It's kind of
Sure, I feel like that's what I would say too.
Yeah.
Like, confronting it, because a lot of people are not communicators. They're not gonna address it, and they'll either one, just ghost them and be like, you hurt me, I'm out of your life, or two, pretend like nothing ever happened, and then it constantly comes like
back
it's
up.
a point of argument
Yeah.
in the relationship. So yeah.
Honestly, I feel like if you talk about our problems to other people and not me, that's gonna really like tick me off. Because I want you to come to me first before you go to other people about it. Or at least like if you do talk to other people about it, like the whole world doesn't have to know. Like, because sometimes like you want to seek advice before you go do something, so that's okay. But once you start telling other people about it and like not coming to me about it, that's when things start to get a little bit like questionable. I don't know. I'm good with forgiveness, but I'm not like great at it. Like I feel like I haven't had to go through like an instance yet for real where I had to forgive someone for something, because I don't know, we don't have a lot of problems, and whatever we do, like we cut people off. So
That's real. So that takes me to our next question, which is, do you believe that you need to know yourself fully before you could be a good friend to other people?
not really. Like, I feel like I didn't really know myself fully when I got to know you guys. I feel like you guys helped me with, like, that, Like, you guys, like, opened different sides to me. Like, you introduced me to, like, new things and stuff. So I definitely don't think you need to be, like, I feel like maybe you need to be self-aware. You should probably be self-aware, so that way you don't hurt people by doing things. But no, you don't have to be fully like 100% like know yourself. You know.
Yeah. And I feel like if you have good friends, they will like help you find that within yourself. So I think going into friendship, you should hold certain values and stick to those things, like where someone cannot deter you. If they're like, hey, you want to do something, like you're going to stand firm in that and know, hey, this is not what I do and I'm not going to change anything about it. So just holding those values, I think is important going into a friendship. But I think friends do help you find yourself and discover yourself, explore yourself more as you deepen that relationship.
Nah, I said that perfectly. Like, that's exactly how I would say it, so I'm not even going to add anything. So the next question is, can friendships survive betrayal? And what does rebuilding trust look like? So we're talking about, like, betrayal, like, she slept with my man, like, those type of betrayals.
Yikes. Oakwood is too small to be doing that stuff. You can't be doing that. You're going to get caught, and then it's over. It's clips. Don't do that.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so betrayal in a friendship? Like, the fact that I consider you my friend and you betray me, that is, like, insane. So I feel like betrayal is something that you can't just push past. Like, that's something that you have to generally sit down and consider, like, there's a possible chance that this friendship can't go forward. Because if you betray my trust, I feel like trust is the foundation of a relationship. Yeah. And building that trust takes time. So the fact that whatever you did was so easy to betray me for, like, what makes me feel like you're going to continue to, and hold my trust in you, like, to a certain standard. Like,
Yeah.
Because clearly it means nothing if you're willing to betray me over. So,
because, like, what got you to that point where you felt like you could betray me? Like, why weren't you thinking about that?
About me.
Yeah.
So I think betrayal is something big enough to cut off a friendship for, because it's kind of just like,
oh, for sure.
That's heavy.
That really is heavy.
Yeah.
And I've been through that, where it's like someone betrayed me and then, like, they try to come back into my life and, like, you know, can we be friends? And it's not even like I had bad blood or anything. I quite literally like healed from it and everything, but I just couldn't do it.
That's real.
I couldn't. I like, my heart just wasn't the same. I'm not as open with you anymore. It's not even like I'm holding anything against you. It's just very hard to build that up, especially if we've been friends for like longer than like 2 years, 3 years, and then you go ahead and do something like,
That's the type of thing where, like, I can never look at someone the same if they do that.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy work.
If you want to still be friends after that, there's no way our friendship will ever be the same.
It
so
won't.
There's not even any point in trying to fake it, because it's raps.
But that's how I feel about cheating too, though, because cheating is betrayal.
it is.
Like, and I know it's hard because you have that connection, so you wanna leave that person, I'm sure, but you can't because of that connection. But it's just like, you gotta, if they did it once, they might do it again. And that goes for friendships. Like, if they did it once and you take them back into your life, they'll probably do it again.
Yeah. Okay, my next question is, do you believe that friendships can ever truly be equal? Or is there always a giver and a taker?
I feel like if it's not equal, then it's not really a friendship. Like, you can't always be a giver and that person always like take, like, that's not gonna work out well. Like, you're gonna build up that resentment for that person. There has to be like give and take going both ways. That can't, that won't work in a friendship.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I see it from a different view, because I'm thinking of like love languages. Like, there are love languages even in friendships, because there are people who are gift givers, and then other people who like acts of service. What's the one where you receive? No, I forgot. I should definitely know this. Like, hello, I've been through that long enough.
Her top.
Oh, No, but yeah, so like there are people who are natural gift givers, and like they're constantly giving, and other people that's not really like their thing. Like they like.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was thinking about it like advice wise, or like just like giving, like you're always giving to this person and they're always just like take, but they're never like giving anything, like the connection isn't shared. That's how I saw it, but I see how you see it too.
Yeah, I mean not even just with the gifts, but even like acts of service, so people like seeing that you are willing to go out of your way for them, and that kind of just like, okay, yeah, like this is a solid friendship. So I think it really just depends on your personality type, but not where it gets to a point where it's like, all right, like, are you ever gonna do anything for me? Like, you're just taking and taking. Like, I am willing to give, and that's the type of person I am. Like, I'm willing to give, and some people are like, all right, Alyssa, like, you're doing a lot. Like, what do you want me to do for you? And sometimes I'm like, nothing really. But it does get to a point where if you're coming to me and constantly asking me something, it's like, yes, I'm willing to do it, but you have to be aware that kind of like has an effect on me as well. Like to me, sometimes it gets to a point where it feels like, are you just gonna keep asking? Like I did a lot and I'm willing to do more, but where's the medium? Where's the middle? Yeah, like where can we meet?
So. And I'm glad you brought like the love languages, because I feel like the love languages is what makes it equal, because I don't truly believe anybody could ever equally give or take. But when you bring up the love language, it's like, okay, so say for example, like you might be a gift giver and then I'm not. I'm like 30%, you're 70%. But then acts of service, I'm 70%. You're, so then like it equals it out when you look at that. So actually,
for sure,
I just learned something today.
Yeah, I never really looked at it in that way until you asked that question. I was like, hold on, like that could be something.
Yeah.
Well, this brings us to second to last question is, how do you feel about mixing friendship with business? Yes.
When you say business, you mean like your goals and like things? What do you mean?
Like business, like
this is my job. This is what I do.
We're partners. I'm your boss. You're employee. Like that.
I don't know how I feel about it. It could either go really bad or really well. I think it just depends on how you work with that person.
Yeah.
If you know that person is unreliable in the friendship, or like just in life, or they're lazy in life, they don't really have like real aspirations or goals, then they're probably not going to be a good business partner.
Don't expect them to be different just because
exactly just because you're a friend. It's probably not going to happen. Okay, and that can be a lot on the friendship too, especially if you get into business with that person. That won't turn out well.
Yeah, and it really depends on your personality type, because if it's two people who are controlling, like you're just want to always be in control, like, and there will never be that balance of, hey, like you do this and then I'll do that. It will always be like constant headbutting. So I think it's important, like if you are to have like get in a business with your friend, you have to be able to know whether you're or not, like you said, if you're able to work together, because if that's like a factor where both of y'all are controlling, it's not just gonna work. So I know people are like, oh, I could never work with my husband because like we're stressful at work and then you bring that stress home. And I was just like, yeah, that's real. Yeah, it's real. Yes, and you have to be able to separate that, business from that friendship. If you're not able to do that, it's gonna crash your burn.
For both things.
Wow. So, I want to wrap up this episode with one last question: is what is the greatest lesson a friendship has ever taught you?
That's deep.
That is deep. I'm over here sitting in silence. I don't know.
I would say for me, especially with you guys, I think you guys have taught me that I don't have to go through everything alone, and I don't have to just come to you guys after the storm. I can come to you guys through the storm, and I don't always have to be alone.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think I learned that there are people out there for me who have my best interests in mind and not just myself. So I don't have to constantly be like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure I'm right, I'm right, because there are people out there who want you to be right too. Like not everybody is trying to see you fall. So I think in friendships, I've been able to recognize and see that they have my best interest in mind as well, and I can have peace in that within the friendship.
I think for me, something that I've learned is being held accountable is important, and you need tough love. If you without tough love, everybody just be going around acting silly. So, like, even though you don't want to hear it, like, you might need to hear it, and that's okay. Because it's not like your friends don't love you. It's just that it's time for a quick reality check so that way you can get back on track and keep pushing the way you need to. And be held accountable. And don't be scared of being held accountable, too. Definitely. Like, sometimes you need to, like, be able to check yourself and, like, reevaluate things and keep moving the way you need to move. So, yeah.
That's good. Okay, guys, that's the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope y'all were able to take something away from the many things that we said today. And that's all we have for today. Bye.
Bye-bye.